All right, welcome back. Of course, I have a mess. You can see. Of course, I haven't done a proper video in a while, and this isn't really a. This is more of an update video because I haven't really had a lot of time or energy to sort of devote to working on the Pearl. I've alluded to some personal issues recently in my last video specifically. I'll just put it out there. I'm going through a divorce, and I don't want to say this depression, but I just haven't had the motivation to do a lot of modeling recently. But I'm kind of getting back into the Pearl. Little details now. It's block and tackles, dead eyes, things like that. Again, my last video was on how I'm making my dead eyes. I have here some dead eyes that I've already stained, and of course my little collection of block and tackles. Hard to see. I'm sorry. What else did I do? Let me take my. I kind of thought I could take my camera off the mount, but I think that would be too hard. I made the anchors. They're all on and rigged, and they look nice. A complication I ran into recently was that I ordered some parts. I ordered the dead eyes, I ordered block and tackles, and I ordered some anchors. They never arrived. They're lost in shipment. Nobody knows where they are. So I just, you know what? I'm just going to make my own. And I've had great success with the block and tackles and with the dead eyes. The anchors, I mean, they look the part, but I'm no expert on making that sort of thing. But they look okay. I'm not complaining one bit. I will complain about something though, and that isn't my own ability to make something. I'm going to complain about the kit a little bit. Now, I've said many times that it's a great kit. I love it. I've enjoyed the build process. And I stand by that. It's coming out great. Every time I do a Friday night stream, all I get is compliments on it. And I appreciate that of all the guys that are involved in that stream. And I don't disagree. I think it looks great. There are some flaws here and there. Again, I'm not a pro. My issue is with the supplied parts. Now, admittedly, I've made most of the parts for this. I made the anchors. I made the belay pins. I've made most of the cannon barrels. I turned myself. The railings, block and tackles, dead eyes, you name it. So basically the only thing in this kit that came with it is the hull. A bit of the railings and details, and but it's for the most part scratch built, genuinely. That being said, this kit did come with a lot of extras, a lot of parts, things that, one would say, hey, that's these are nice bonuses. The problem is none of them are really useful. I'll pull out one of the cannonballs for just as a reference. The cannonballs this thing comes with are in fact never going to fit in a cannon barrel if they were to scale. So these are not a lot of these are useful. They wanted you to use just basic beads for some of the rigging. And I'm sure that I could make some of this work. It's nowhere near accurate, nor is it even desirable. I mean, it doesn't look good. I only used the chain from that collection of parts because it's the only chain I have, and it's silver, so it's not perfect. I I could probably weather that up a bit. Even hanging there, I could weather that up a bit. The biggest disappointment, though, with this kit is the anchors that came with it. Nobody in their right mind would use these anchors. Nobody. Even if I could shave off some of the parts, it's not to scale. And it just looks like this looks like something you would find on a Marine's arm, tattooed onto a Marine's arm. This is not, you know. Again, what did I expect? It's $100 kit. I maybe paid $100 with shipping. I mean, it was $84, I think it was, if I remember correctly. So it's not as though I paid a lot for it, and I mentioned that in the last week's stream. If I had to do it again, I would go one up and buy the next level. It was around $200. It came with some etched parts, and it came with all of the dead eyes and block and tackles that I would need. Whereas this kit, being $100, was much less expensive. So that's my rant. Not really a rant, just to, if you're looking to build this kit and you're looking at the $84 model, expect to build your own parts. Expect to make your own dead eyes and your own anchors, expect the masts to maybe not be perfect either. The only reason I got them to look as good as they do is because I do have some experience with these things. I've built a few wooden kits. I built some scratch kits, or built from scratch, not even kits, just my own, scratch builds. But the mass, the instructions for these were very lacking. What else? I'm trying to think of things that I can tell you. Again, I haven't done a lot of work. I've been working mostly on little detail parts, like I said, the dead eyes and block and tackles. I did paint and install all of the little golden statuettes that go underneath the cabin here. That was one of my last videos, was basically a discussion on whether I should use these or I should use just a beam, like timbers. I left it to you guys, anybody watching, hey, let me know what you prefer. And the overwhelming opinion was that they preferred the golden statues. I'm not disagreeing at this point. I think they look pretty good. They certainly look the part. It did take a considerable amount of work to clean up those statues because they were in such poor condition. What else? On the last week's stream, I also built one of the lanterns that will actually go on the back of the ship right about here. Now this kit is supposed to come with 3 lanterns. My version of this kit only came with the parts to make 2. And I'm not even going to install the LEDs. I decided on that long ago, and at this point it's too late to find a way to route wires and that's fine. I'm not interested in electrocuting myself, and I would. But I mean, it looks pretty good. It's a nice looking lantern. It was a heck of a thing to put together. I really took all of my patience to make it work. So I have one more of these to build. I've been putting it off because, again, it was such a nightmare. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's anything else I can say. Just keep in mind that, progress is slowing down because I am having to manufacture a lot of these parts. And we're down to detail work now. We're going to start installing the masts and doing some rigging. But for the most part, it's detail work, so there's not a lot to show. I have 2 dead eyes installed. I have a lot more. I think I've got a total of 120 I have to install. So yes, I did make 120 dead eyes. There aren't 120 in this little pot. There's another couple pots behind it. I did lose one, and I'm still a little bit confused as to how I lost it. But basically, it fell to the floor It's nowhere. So I'm going to have to make one more, but I have to make a big batch of them anyway, because I'm going to send another 120 to my brother, because he's building the same kit eventually. I think that's it. Not a lot to say otherwise. Some progress, just a little bit. Again, mostly just detailing. I think that's it. So keep your eyes open. I do intend to release another video on this soon. It might be another couple weeks, as I'm starting to get into the hang of things again. I'm holding off on building any other kits because, again, it's just right now I'm just not in the mood. You know what I mean? I'm sure that that's understandable. I'm not on a pity party or anything. It's not like this divorce wasn't a long time coming, I suppose. But still, a failed marriage doesn't make you feel better. So, again, I just thought I'd throw that out there, explain what's going on, and show basically where I am at this stage. And, again, videos coming soon. And I think that's it. Thanks for watching.